Hi, welcome back to We'll Do Mobile Robot. So this particular class, we are trying to show, you can say the dynamic model in inertial frame or you call earth fixed frame. So based on that, how we can derive the motion control. Similarly, the motion control, including dynamics, what you call dynamic control, how to do it in normal frame, normal in the sense body fixed frame. So then we would be seeing like the PD control, how to use, and computed input control, how to use, or backstepping, how to use. So these all we are trying to consolidate in this particular short video. I hope the backstepping and computed integral control, maybe I try to bring it in a second video, but we will see how the time goes. So let us come back to the lecture. So where we are trying to recall what is you call equation of motion. The equation of motion can be written in, you can say body fixed frame or initial frame. So the initial frame is actually like one important thing because later on when we do motion planning, everything, so it is better to have in a single frame. So in that sense, so this conversion all depend on the Jacobian matrix. So I'm just bringing, so only four parameters, system parameters, where the mass, okay. So then inertia about the z-axis, centroidal z-axis. Then there are actually like xbc, ybc, which are actually like position from the centroid to the body center. These two are known. Since it's in a planar vehicle, so we have considered. Further, we can see that there are variables which are involved here is, so psi dot, x dot, y dot, these all involved. So I'm just using it. So then you can see the Jacobian matrix, we can actually like derive it. And this is the Jacobian matrix. And the body frame velocity, we can write as, you can say with respect to generalized coordinate, we can write J inverse into eta dot. So eta dot, x dot, and x dot, y dot, and psi dot. So this is, I am equating to zeta. Zeta is UVR. So that is what we have actually like defined here. So once this is known, then I am trying to derive the Jacobian derivative. The Jacobian derivative R or psi dot is equal. So I'm just taking derivative of this. Psi dot will come. The psi dot is equal to R. So that's why I've just put it here. Okay. So once the Jacobian derivative is known, then we can go for the, you can say equation of motion in inertial frame. So first we will take the inertia matrix in body fixed frame. So which is actually like given in this form. Okay, so then you know inertia matrix in inertial frame, how to do it. So you know like J eta can be written as, you can write J transpose inverse into tau, or you can say tau eta can be written as J transpose inverse into tau. So in that sense here we know already tau, so we are trying to take the other way around. So that is what we are actually like trying to do. So now this is actually like given from there, and you know eta double dot is equivalent to what. So you can actually like see that eta double dot is equivalent to j of eta into zeta dot plus j dot eta into zeta, right? So if that is the case, the inertia matrix can be written as inverse of Jacobian, you can say transpose inverse, or you can say inverse of Jacobian transpose multiply with D is the inertia matrix, then inverse of J eta. So this eventually come as J eta, that we can see. So similarly, the other effect, so other effects, not only this, so this also will come with the residue. The residue is J dot into zeta, that will come. Already you have inverse, so d into inverse of j eta into all those things will come. So that is what we have written here. Okay, so now these all will give. So now if I run this, okay, so now if I run this, so I can actually like see the equation. So the d of mu, which is actually like, I try to make it simplify, otherwise it is actually like very difficult to see within this. So now you can see like it is actually like diagonally where m and ic is at all those things. This is positive, and off diagonal you can see 0, and this is also 0, and this is actually like so and so value. That same value is coming as this. So indirectly I say that, so d mu transpose minus d mu, it's supposed to be 0, right? So that is actually like giving it. So this is good. So then the model is good. Similarly, we can actually like see simplify of NV mu. So which is actually like you can see. So this is very clear. So you can see like this is giving the you call the radial acceleration. That is the only thing is exist here. So that straightforward we obtained here, right? So that what we can actually like see it. So then we can actually like go up. So you may see like why the Coriolis acceleration is not coming, because Coriolis acceleration or tangential acceleration, that is acceleration straightforward. But these are actually like a radial component. So that is what it is actually like visible here. So these all actually like we can see it. So in you can say initial frame, you will not able to realize what you call this Coriolis. So that's what explicitly given here. Okay. So now we'll actually like go back here. So now we will come to the original content. So original content here, we are thinking about how to do what you call inverse dynamics. So I don't want to talk about that, because you already know inverse dynamics is actually like a slightly complex, and it is not giving straightforward relations. So I'll just take it the mobile robot dynamics, which we have actually like used. So dynamic model. So along with the control that I can actually like say, this is actually like control. Okay. So PD control, I can say. So this is what we are trying to do. So the simulation parameter is actually like known, since we are using Euler parameter, and physical parameters are actually like, so we are taking a generalized one. So then the initial condition, we are saying eta 0 and zeta 0 all zeros, and we are trying to use a PD control. So the proportional gain and integral gain, sorry, proportional and derivative gain, I intentionally taken a diagonal and some value I've considered. So then the numerical integration started. So you can see like x, y, psi, I defined it like this. And you can see u, v, r defined it from zeta. So this is, you can say update, and this is also update. So now the Jacobian matrix, you can say uptime. So how we can write? So since we are trying to follow the position tracking, or you can say trajectory tracking in initial frame, so we have to use a Jacobian transpose into those things. So that is what we are trying to bring it. So now we will use the inertia matrix, other vector. So now we will come to the desired value, where the desired value eta desired is given as a simple, you can say circular profile with, you can say vehicle aligned with the a line of action. So then the eta desired dot also given, and eta desired double dot also given. So then since it's a PD control, so you need to calculate position error and velocity error. So the position error eta desired minus eta. The velocity error is eta desired dot minus, you can see eta dot. Eta dot can be written as j eta into zeta. So that is what we are getting here. Then I'm trying to use the input, you can say control law as input vector as a PD control. Okay. So the PD control law or PD control scheme, how it is generated. So you know, like this is in the different frame. First we will write it. This is the PD. So you can say derivative into, you can say velocity error, derivative gain into velocity error, and the proportional gain into the, you can say position error. So this is in the, you can say inertial frame. In order to convert into a body frame, you know, this is inertial frame, forces and moment, that you need to convert it into body. So in the sense J transpose will come into a picture. So this is what we have obtained. So once you obtain, so you go for body fixed acceleration. Okay. So body fixed acceleration, you know, inverse into D, or you can say D inverse into tau minus NV. So I consider even the, you can say viscous friction. So that is also considered. It is need not to be, even I can consider as 0. So then the time update for body fixed velocity, then the time derivative of generalized coordinate, I can write it. So this will come as a 2 function. So you know that. So I'm just making it simple here. So I'm just putting is this update, I'm substituting it here. So that eta dot, if I actually like multiply with dt, that would be explicitly will give. This is approximation, this we have discussed earlier. So eta has come, then we are trying to show the animation, then the position state, how it is moving, then the error is how it is coming. So let us actually like see by running this. I hope you can see So it is trying to follow a circle. So I did not give the full time. So that's why it is actually like making it. So I'll probably give at least 65 seconds or 63 seconds. We will see how it goes. Okay. So now it is trying to make a circle of 2 meter as the radius, and the center would be, you can say, 0 comma 2. So that is the way we have actually like model. Okay, so now in that case, so we can actually like see it. So it is actually like trying to follow the profile, and it is actually like a maintaining. So the profile we did not show on here. It is just to show that the circle is actually like following. The error profile we can actually like come back, and we can see. So the error is actually like in the order of millimeters, and even the milliradians. So these all acceptably acceptable level. So now we will actually like go back to the position tracking, or you can say position profile. So both are actually like you can say sinusoidal way it is doing. So whatever the curve. So now even you want to actually like make it, it is something like a set point. So I can actually like make it this. So now I'm just showing it. It is actually like a set point. So I'm just trying to show that this is set point. So where acceleration is 0, and you can say this is 0. And here I'm actually like trying to take as, okay. So these all I'm taking as the commented. So now this I'm saying like X position supposed to be 2 meter, and Y is supposed to be, you can say -2, and this is actually like a pi by 4. I'm just trying to show. So now I no need to run that far. So I'm just giving is 10 second. So I'm trying to run this. So you can actually like see that the vehicle is trying to go, you can say 2 meter in the longitudinal and -2 in the lateral and 45-degree, right? So it is actually like happened. Since it is a dynamic control, we assume that all the states are controllable. So it is actually like a maintaining. You can see it is going to pi by 4, and this is 2 meter, and this is -2 meter, right? So even you can actually like try every other cases. So these are all going to work. Okay. So this is simple PD control. The PD control itself is actually like much reliable. So since we are actually like moving into a very slow phase, and so that is actually like one consideration. But further, you have to see this control gain tuning. Okay. So for example, unknowingly I have given higher value here. So you can see like there would be an adverse effect. Okay. So that adverse effect, we can actually like see it. So it's supposed to go 2 meter, right? So which is actually like not trying to see. So I just give it 63 just for running. So 63, how it has come, 2 pi is 62.8. So that is what, so 20 pi I am supposed to take, because 0.1 into times. So now there is actually like a small, you can say, pitch. So where we have actually like taken already 120, 120 and 10. So it is actually like making orientation also like followed properly. So while compared to the earlier one, now if you look at the position error and the orientation error would be a further subdue. So compared to 0.4. So you can actually like see that the orientation error is actually like almost 0 within so and so second, right? So now this control gain tuning is actually like one important case. So for example, I assume that all are 10. It may not work, I feel, because the position and the orientation cannot be actually like considered as so and so. Okay. So but still we can see what is happening there. So because the derivative is still we have not reduced. Okay. So the velocity error is actually like still bring it to 0. That's why it is actually like following it. So I'll show you like what exactly we were talking. So you can see, right? So now the position error is increased. So now even I'm actually like changing the this point. So I'm just giving it all are equal to 10, or all are equal to 4 or something. Okay. So now you can actually like see it is unstable, right? Because the derivative is actually like not controlled, and you know, open loop system itself is actually like unstable, and this closed loop also making unstable. Okay, so there is no direct realistic here, because so the, you can say the position is having a different weight because the inertia matrix is at 30 kilogram, whereas the inertia which is 0.1, so you can see there is a difference, right? So that's why the control gain choosing is very peculiar. So here what I did is actually like it is a slightly different trick I did. So now you see this is actually like probably 10 kilogram. So I've actually like say that it is at least 12 times higher. This is probably 4 times higher. So now even if it is a 30 meter and this is, you can say 30 second, you can actually like see it is still following it. Okay. So this is what we wanted to actually like see. So now you see even the proportional control along with the derivative term, it is actually like working good. Probably there is a small steady state error. So you can see that steady state error is prolonged here, right? So these can be even overcome by adjusting or introducing integral term and all. But one thing what I want to say here, even simple proportional derivative control is good enough to control the vehicle. That is what the whole idea, provided all the three control inputs are available to us. So the same proportional derivative may not be straight away applicable for the non-holonomic vehicle. However, the holonomic with you can say this actuator capability are good enough, then we can actually go ahead with this. We can actually like see how the computer torque control will come. Okay, so then we can actually like see further and all. So I'll go to the computer torque control. So you know, computer torque control is actually like a proportional derivative plus feed forward term and non-linearization. So in the sense cancelling the nonlinear term. So the nonlinear term we are cancelling by introducing it. Okay, and this is actually like proportional. So in the sense the position error is taken and derivative error is taken, and this is the feed forward term, and these all in you can say inertial frame. So we are actually like converting into a body frame, and the weighted matrix, which is what you call inertia matrix, we brought it. So now the same control input which we have given for the PD, so we can use it here. So I'll just make it 63 here. So now you can actually like see that this would be much you can say better. Only thing, the model should be accurately known. If the model is not known, then we have to go for some robust or adaptive or some other, you can say weighted matrix, neural network, all those things we have to come. So I'm not talking about learning based straight away because that is different. Okay, the learning base is required when the system is really put it in unstructured. Okay, so now you can see the orientation error is a little larger, but the position errors are actually like uh, low. And here you can see we have taken only 4 is the control gains. So that is actually like another important thing which you should know. And now if I increase, then the control you can say scheme would be very much beneficial. And here I have considered, you can say friction. Earlier case we did not consider the friction. I just put it now without friction. You can see the vehicle would be following a little better. So hopefully we'll see that. Right, so you can actually like see this going good. So it's actually like doing good itself. So the error, if you look at it, earlier it was some significant error was visible. Now you can see it is actually like much reduced, right? So this is actually like with the presence of friction or not, these all come into a picture, right? So now we have actually like seen so how the dynamic control can be actually like seen, and we can do it, all those things. So some people may ask, so this actually like a simple proportional derivative along with weighted matrix will work. We call augmented PD. So even this nonlinear term is not really required. Still, you can see this control also will work reasonably good. Okay, so that you should know. So in the sense, you can say partially known inertia matrix is sufficiently enough to run the mobile robot control. That is what the whole idea I want to put it here. Maybe there would be a steady state error or some error would be prolonged. That error can be overcome. You can see, right? The error is probably little higher than the previous attempt. Still, it is actually like reasonable. You see, we did not account the nonlinear term and we did not account the acceleration term. Still, it is going good. Only thing, if the you can say the system is high speed performing, in the sense it is very high speed mobile robot, then this acceleration would be predominant value. So that time this particular control may not work. Okay. So right now it is very slow moving. You can see the resultant would be less than 0.4 meter per second, right? So in that sense, it is actually like a very, very easy for us to do it, but you can actually like get an idea. So how to do it, this and all, right? So now we will actually like go to what you call the backstepping. So the integral backstepping, before that, I just wanted to show you. So where the, you can say, so this one, so where the generalized mobile robot model is derived in inertial frame. So which was actually like derived, you can see n vector and inertia matrix, whatever we derived that we use. So now there is no J coming explicitly. Okay. So then you can actually like see it is a simple straightforward computing torque control. However, when you want to implement in real time vehicle where your motor need to be get a proper input, that time you have to use J transpose of eta multiply with the tau mu, that you have to use it, that you know why it is, that all you have to actually like substitute it. Okay. So in that sense, we can actually like even try this. Okay. So I'm just trying to show here just animation, no, not even actually like error, all those points. So you can actually like see this is also trying to follow, but here we are actually like given as a 8 profile. Okay. So which is actually like one of the common profile we usually test it for all the mobile robot, mainly because the acceleration would be actually like definitely starting from non-zero, and one of the state velocity would be non-zero, and the velocity is not uniformly varying. So in the sense it's a much complicated thing. So that's why even the road side, when we do the two-wheeler driving license test, so they give the 8 profile, because you need to actually like control longitudinal and as well as lateral direction velocity. So the same philosophy we also used here. Okay. So you can actually like check what we have done is, one is actually like twice. For example, your X profile is faster than the Y profile, in the sense twice the Y profile, the X profile is moving faster. So then it is actually like done. So now we will actually like go to the backstepping case. Okay. So backstepping, what the scenario, this everything is same. So instead of K, P and KD, we have considered K1 and K2. So the internal loop will control the velocity. External loop will control the position. So in the sense, we assume that eta is the external loop parameter we need to consider. So in the sense, so E1 would be, so eta desired minus eta, right? So based on this, we are actually like derived the virtual control input, which is what we call these inner loop input, which is what we call zeta desired. The zeta desired is actually like obtained based on the backstepping, where this is inverse of Jacobian, or you can say J eta inverse into eta desired dot plus K1 E1. And you can see like based on that, the inner loop error is zeta desired minus zeta. So this is what the error calculation. Further in your, you can say backstepping, in order to make the stable system, E1 dot will come. So we are calculating E1 dot, because if you take zeta desired dot, so inverse J, then eta desired dot plus K1 E1 dot will come. We assume K1 is the constant matrix. Then there would be a residue, which is actually like inverse of J eta dot multiply with these all. So we usually ignore it because that effect is very negligible amount. So we usually ignore. So based on that, what happened? So you can see the tau, which is the input, which is actually like come from inverse of Jacobian into eta decide double dot plus k1 e1 dot. Okay, so in the sense I've taken a derivative of this by considering this j1 eta dot is actually like a negligible amount while considering the product of all those things. Okay, that assumption we take. Then k2 e2 plus, so in order to make the stable loop, we know j transpose into e1 will come. So these all we have used. Okay, then NV is for cancelling the nonlinear term. So in the sense feedback linearization, these are all done. So now based on this, we can actually like see with friction, without friction, all those things we can try. So now you can see the same profile we have given, but only thing 30 seconds I've given. I've modified that into 63 seconds. So now this control loop will be doing good. Okay. So with that, I hope you are actually like happy on this. So we will see, you can see like, so because of the friction, it is there. So now if I actually like even ignore the friction, okay, where viscous friction I consider that I ignore and I actually like run for little longer duration, almost like full circle. I just wanted to show. Okay, so then you can actually like see that it is trying to follow. So this is the way we can actually like understand even the backstepping and other things. Okay, so I hope you are clear on this particular part. So if you have any specific questions related to motion control, that to like what we have done here, so these all actually like you can do. So I did not consider the vehicle configuration and the actuator saturation or actuator dynamics and all. This is just to give an idea how the dynamic control work, even the double loop, how it works, all those things we want to just get an idea. That is what we have tried here. Okay. So I hope this is actually like beneficial for you. If you have any further questions, you please post it. We can actually like discuss it here. So until then, see you. Bye. Take care. Okay.